Hi, I'm Anna.
Hi, I'm Jacob.
And we are your hosts for today's vlog.
And that's where we are right now, vlogging.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get started with just the day in the beginning. So we woke up today to hear some fierce thunderstorming.
Yeah, it was very rainy this morning and we were a little bit worried that we weren't gonna get to do anything, but then it cleared up a little bit and we were able to go and start working on a second trail, the walking trail today. Part of it had been caving over off the edge of a cliff, sort of, to where it was not safe for the horses to go through, so we rerouted it. Unfortunately, it started to rain after a little while, but we were able to get it mapped out, so tomorrow we can go back and continue to work on it. So once it started raining, we were able to come back here into the barn, and it was really nice because we had this extra time to do devotionals that if it hadn't rained, we might not have had a great time to fit it in, or it might have been rushed, so we had plenty of time to focus on our devotionals. They've kind of been all about God's glory and how everything we do should be for that, and when He blesses us, it's our responsibility to use those blessings to bring Him glory again. So like today's specifically, and kind of throughout the week too, is just about how He's the God of all nations, and we need to be going out and there's no one who doesn't need the gospel, or no reason that we shouldn't always be sharing it.
Yeah, so after that happened, we escaped the rain, we got back to the barn, and we're just kind of like wondering what will this day bring us. And because next after lunch was to go out into the villages and to work with the kids. And we kind of prayed, we went out, and it actually, like, as we got out there, it started clearing up, and it was really awesome because it turned into a beautiful day. A day that like God just really used to bless us and like those kids. I had a pretty great time today. So we went out, and so we went to agency, and I ended up actually with an older kid, which is really interesting because normally we're working with really like younger kids, and this guy was a sophomore. He was a 17-year-old sophomore, and it was very difficult actually to kind of like initially like break in like and actually like get to know him because he was just like all the other kids, he was like really shy at first. He didn't want to reveal his name. He didn't really want to say anything about himself. He was just kind of quiet, but he wanted to verse us in basketball. And if you know me, I'm terrible at basketball, but I took him on and I lost. Not the point though. So after many games of basketball and doing 4-on-1 and 5-on-1, we finally beat him. And by that time, we actually had gotten to know him pretty well. And it was really amazing kind of just hear about who he was and kind of what he did, and that he actually was a follower of Christ. And to me, that was really amazing just to actually build that kind of friendship.
I too got to play basketball with his younger brother, and I actually won the basketball, unlike Jacob. The kid was definitely not as good. He was shorter than me. That's the only reason I won. But one of the things that I thought was really cool is I got to hang out with a kid named Christian. I believe he was 6. But yesterday he was kind of rough and he bit me and may have hit me with a hula hoop. But today he was really friendly and he just wanted to ride on my back and be friends. And I got to chat with him a little bit about his siblings. And I think he said he goes to church. So that was really cool to hear. And I know people have talked to him in the past. So it was cool to continue to just water those seeds and continue to talk to him.
After that, we packed up and we headed back here to grab some food and also hit up Teal's. Always Teal's.
So after dinner, we had a little bit of free time, which was nice to just hang out and continue to grow closer with the group. And then we went up and watched a movie about missionaries. Was it the Elliott family, I think?
Yeah,
yes.
That sounds right.
It was the Elliott family. And it was really cool to see how they worked with the tribe. And then even though the guys initially, they went out there and the tribe didn't treat them very well, they actually killed them. But then the wives went in later and they were still able to reach them with the gospel. And they were able to put it into their own terms. So it was really cool to see how they were using things that the people could understand to teach them about Christ and how they were showing them God's love and mercy.
Probably one of the most amazing parts of the movie. We see this tribe that murdered this whole family. Then the mothers come in and they actually live with that tribe for quite some time, and they help nurse them and take care of the sick. And then after that, after some time had passed, they had gone back and they had kind of lived their life, and the kid whose father had been murdered by that same tribe came back. He unknowing didn't know that his father was actually murdered by one of them. He went on a little trip with the tribe leader, and if no one took my father's life, he gave it. And it was just that God moment, and it was just awesome, and it really spoke to me about just who Christ is and the love that He gives.
And the movie really applied to like what we're doing this week, even though we're not definitely being persecuted on that level by any means. But even if a kid is hard to deal with and they push you away at first, it's still our job to like go in and love on them and continue to try to reach them, because God loves everyone and He wants us to show that love to everyone. And we have no excuse for ever not talking to someone about Jesus, because like He's the God of all nations. It's our job to teach everyone about that and reach them with His love.
So, that was the day. It's good.
That's a wrap. High five. We did it.